Hey everybody, and welcome to AJS Gaming News, where we got quite a few things to cover this week.
Yeah, but first, a word from our sponsors, and that word is God dang it! Displate was supposed to have the Angry Joe 35 code ready on Sunday when my review launched. Well, the review launched, got a bunch of views, and people were trying to support the show with the code, and it wasn't working. Yeah. So I apologize.
Sorry about that.
Not my fault. I yelled at the appropriate people. The code is working now, and they are extending it an extra day. So now it is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday that you get the 35% off code. Click the link down below. Buy one of our posters. Buy any poster on the site. Now is the time to buy a poster. They don't have a discount code greater than 35%. That's the biggest discount you'll get. And yeah, the posters are a little pricey, but it's because they are metallic and you don't have to punch holes in your wall. They just connect right there to your wall. It's pretty cool technology. So check them out if you want to support our show directly. Appreciate Displate for sponsoring us, and definitely use that code. They will still have discounts Black Friday, but I think it drops down to like 25% or something like that. So definitely grab one now if you want to. Okay, thank you so much, and let's get to the news.
Well, first we got some Fallout 76 news. There's a little two-parter here. Nothing real big for us in the US of A, but in Australia, people who have been upset with trying to get refunds. So ZeniMax has been denying refunds for Fallout 76, even though the game didn't work. It was misadvertised. Yeah, there's been issues. And so the ACCC commissioner in Australia has announced that you have to. You cannot deny these people. Anyone who had made...
because it's a broken product. You pay for something, and you're not getting what you pay for.
It's a big deal. So if you try to get...
Gee, I wish I had that protection in the U.S.
Well, we're supposed to.
Yeah.
So ZeniMax has acknowledged that they are likely to have misled certain Australian consumers about their rights to a refund when experience faults with their Fallout 76 game. When a customer has purchased a product that has a fault which amounts to a major failure, which Fallout 76 was a major failure, the Australian consumer law provides them with the right to ask for their choice of either repair, which they didn't do, replacement, which no one wants, or refund. And so if you applied for a refund and you live in Australia, you can get that now. And that's a big deal because hopefully it's not going to bleed into the U.S. It's not going to bleed into the EU, but it lets people know that lets ZeniMax know that there are agencies around the world, if not in the United States, that will demand that you give people their money back. Now, refunds are something that's really hard to get in the video game industry. Last week we talked about WWE 2K20, that PlayStation itself was offering refunds, and PlayStation does not do that. That if you put out a game that is broken and it's supposed to work when on launch, there are places that are saying, look, you got to give the consumers their money back. So it's kind of a big deal. I thought... it was appropriate to bring up that a government agency said, look, clearly your thing's broken.
Even the government decided
they took one
that
look
Fallout
and they're
76
like, come on,
is a shitty game. So stop getting mad at me for calling it out.
It's not just us.
The five people that keep tweeting at me how terrible a person I am for attacking the community.
Yeah. Well, we also got some rumors this week, and they are rumors, but this person has done several leaks before he was correct about Fallout First a couple days early, and according to this person, they said that there is going to be new transactions in the Atom Store that will be available to Fallout First members. Now, you paid $100, you don't automatically get the stuff, you just get the opportunity to pay for the stuff. And so we don't know if this hasn't come out yet, but I thought it would be important to mention because there are a lot of people mentioning that this is happening.
Could be a rumor. Could be.
It
could be.
I really hope it's a rumor because who is in charge of this?
I don't know.
I don't understand.
I don't want to react too hard to it. I don't want to go off on an angry rant. If it does happen, you're gonna get an angry rant.
For sure.
But that is crazy. And those 5 people that keep saying I'm a horrible person for personally attacking them. I guess we kind of did personally attack by calling them an idiot. They're very mad at you, Alex, for the bag over the head joke.
Are they? Good.
Yeah, but they're all dummy accounts, so they could just be trolls.
It's Bethesda.
Yeah. No, dummy accounts that they're only shit posting and yelling at other YouTubers.
All right. Well, let the shit poster shit post.
There you go. That better not be true. That's all I have to say about that.
Well, what's insane is
you just pay $100. And then they want you to earn the right to pay some more.
Pay more, even more
Or
money.
use the items that they give you monthly, which probably isn't going to be enough to buy the item that they put there on that first month. So you have to accumulate your points over several months.
They need to make up their money back from all the refunds they're giving away.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think there's that many refunds because the people that fucking played it have already fucking played it and already got the refunds. But I hope that if you did request a refund, you can get it back in Australia.
What's kind of insane is Bethesda's kind of adopted the sunk cost fallacy as like their marketing strategy and their business strategy at this point. The tribalism with this game, especially like I made the mistake of spending some time on the Fallout 76 Reddit, and it is insane. It is crazy. The lengths that people are going. Like
we get some of that blowback.
Oh yeah, they downvote everything that you've ever posted your entire life. Like, how dare you criticize this game? And the problem with this is you as a consumer, the only way that you can reach out to Bethesda or ZeniMax is you vote with your dollar. You don't get to vote in the president of Bethesda. You have to tell them with spending money or not spending money what you like and what you don't like. Exactly. And if you are in a situation where truly deep down you like it, then continue to spend money and you're letting them know that that's okay. Yeah. But the majority of us who don't want that kind of crap in our games,
we have the right to express.
We're just going to explain it's like, this isn't okay. I don't want to have to spend $100 a year for a game that didn't work.
Mm-hmm. Yep. All right. Agreed 100%. We'll see.
Well, yeah,
Fallout first keeps getting better.
Yeah.
Hopefully. Keeps getting better.
Yeah, expect an angry rant this week, I'm sure. Well, BlizzCon was this weekend, and there was a ton of different announcements. There was protests.
Tell me what happened. Was it juicy?
No.
Oh, no. I saw this. I saw the president, with the long hair and that non-apology. I thought, but what I was saying is it juicy? The people outside, did a bunch of people show up in costumes?
No.
There were some costumes. I saw Winnie the Pooh.
50 people showed up.
Oh.
But
well, 40,000 people attended.
And some shirts that they were hanging or selling.
Well, I don't know how much we could have expected anyway.
But 50? Come on, I expected more than 50
of
people.
Blizzard. This is literally the fans, the people less likely to go over there and do that. But I heard that they were handing out shirts.
They were handing out shirts. There were people there. I mean, there was Winnie the Pooh costumes. There was a lot of people out there.
So Blizzard allowed that.
Yeah, well, they have to. Anaheim allowed you can just, if that's public property in the area, you can stand out. And
I know, but in the convention they allowed them to come in and walk around.
Yes, according to. So J. Allen Brack gets up. He's the president, and so he says there was a particular Hearthstone esports situation that happened, refusing to acknowledge the specifics of it. And he kind of sort of apologized, not really, right? Yeah. And so I'm gonna read exactly what he said, just the sentence.
Let's pick this shit apart. This is important. If he's gonna take time out of the whole convention to address this first, you would think that they're going to do something about it and really tell you. No?
No.
Okay.
Well, so this is what he says. When I think about what I'm most unhappy about, there's really two things. The first one is we didn't live up to the high standards that we set for ourselves. And the second is we failed in our purpose. And for that, I am sorry, and I accept accountability.
We're sorry. Do you have the quote before that?
Yeah. Well,
okay, so before that, here's the part that gets to me. It's like, we had the opportunity. What is the quote where we had the opportunity to bring the world together?
Yes.
Okay, what does he say? What did he say?
Okay. When we will do better going forward. Oh, I know. Hold on. There's this. I have his whole speech here.
It's towards the beginning. It says, over this weekend or whatever, or last weekend or a few weeks ago, Blizzard had the opportunity to bring the community together, world community together. I was like, what are you talking about?
Well, he refused to address
in a moment, and we failed in this moment. Okay, so you acknowledge that you failed in the moment by banning players for free speech, not only the player but the broadcasters. So you acknowledge that you failed in that moment to bring people together.
Yes.
Why at no point does they rescind the ban?
Well, so he didn't mention any of that. And actually later in the day, he was so vague, and the apology was so vague about everything. People from PC Gamer walked up to him and said, okay, you talked about making a better example and that you're sorry about this. So Blitzchunk's back, right? And he said, no.
Oh, they asked him.
They asked him straight up.
No. They asked him specifically. Are you going to unban Blitzchunk?
That still stands.
That still stands. So his ban still stands. The
so
caster's
what the
ban stands.
fuck did you just say? So everything that you just said means nothing.
Well, he said he was sorry. Come on.
About what, though? What is he
Why?
sorry for?
Yeah, exactly.
I'm sorry that you got mad.
I'm sorry that we messed
That's exactly
up.
what it is.
Okay, you messed up. Make it right. I'm sorry that we failed in this opportunity to bring people together, allow people to express their views. Oh, okay, well then allow people to express their views.
Next time.
Well, they're falling
Next
back.
time, maybe.
They're falling back on the thing. We want the esports to be about esports. We don't want it. We don't want to make it about that. Just think what would happen if we didn't take action. Well, guess what would have happened? It wouldn't. This wouldn't have happened.
Yeah.
Number one, all this fallout, all this drama, all the lost subs, the bad PR. What would have happened is, maybe some Chinese partners would have got mad, but would they really have cut sales completely? I don't know. Maybe.
Well, so PC Gamer went on to ask him a lot of really pointed questions. It actually was really great. So they asked him about the relationship
I don't know how they got that interview
with NetEase. So he clarified Blizzard's relationship with its Chinese partners, reiterating the company is not allowed to publish games in China without said partners, namely NetEase. And then, so was NetEase in conversation around this issue? And then, according to Breck, they were certainly, as were the Blizzard Taiwan team and the Hearthstone leadership team and the esport teams. All of these various constituencies came together, and one of the things that we said was we acted very rapidly and we acted very quickly, and that's certainly the failure of the story.
Okay, but ultimately, you were right, because there was a point where there was fervor saying Blizzard is saying this.
Oh, yeah.
Blizzard said pride of China. You tried, and at least on our news show, we at least put forth the idea that maybe it was
100%
Blizzard. Maybe it was that Chinese company, and then they have partnerships. Yeah, it says Blizzard, and ultimately Blizzard does have responsibility for that. But because apparently, if they don't have oversight or approval of that, why not? If their name's gonna be on it, change the name of that to NetEase.
Yeah,
NetEase, and then you can have all your Hearthstone. Yeah, people know Hearthstone is made by Blizzard, but if you can't control that Twitter account, why is your name on it? Because you'll still get the blowback. So they said, no, we didn't say that. We didn't say pride of China. That was NetEase. We don't control them and what they do. Oh, okay.
Yeah. So
so meaning this will continue in the future if it's the NetEase partner.
Well, one thing that they've learned through just this weekend is people's attention spans are very short, right? I mean, like 30 people. There was an average of 30 people showing up for the protest. They spiked at a high of 50 people, which is tiny when you consider
I got an exact count.
There was several. I looked through every single news outlet that interviewed them, and they all had a different count. And so the highest one that anyone had reported was 50 people. Okay. So I mean, it could have been 51.
Still, to me, it's not the number. It's not the number. It's the idea, because a lot of people don't even bother to go to BlizzCon if they're upset with it. You see what I'm saying? So I don't want people to focus, it was only 50 people, that means it was nothing. No, it was more than that, okay? The impact was more than 50 people on Blizzard's bottom line. An embarrassment. It got, congressmen involved talking about Blizzard. They don't like that kind of heat. And so they're going to avoid that heat in the future. I think here going forward, as always, you could say whatever you want in the office. You can say whatever you want, playing their games and stuff. But if it's an esports event, they're going to ban you.
Yeah, for sure. I don't know if it affected them enough to where they're going to change anything. I mean,
why
now
even address it?
If you have to put out a non-apology just for the sake of being able to say
you have to,
because people say, well, you need to apologize. He gets to say, oh, I did. It's like, even though it wasn't an apology.
If it's not affecting them.
They didn't kick anybody out during the Q&As, right? I know I saw some people that were going free Hong Kong and during their Q&As.
Oh yeah, people were getting escorted out of the building for if you were interrupting. Yeah, if people were interrupting speeches during.
No. People were interrupting. I've seen the clips. I watch other, news channels, and they, there's one kid that tries to put his head up in the camera, and he's like, "Free Hong Kong," and the announcer actually handled it pretty well. The announcer was like, "Excuse me, do you have a question? You have something you want to say?" And he's like, "Yeah, free Hong Kong," and he's like, "Sounds good." He said, "Sounds good." Yeah. And then he went in with the original question. So they're not like grabbing people and throwing them out. That would have been a story. They knew that they needed to allow people to sort of run wild. We got a red shirt guy who had a question.
Take it easy. Let's be a little bit more relaxed with this.
So I think there were like 3 different instances. There's the guy with the red shirt, the little kid running around, and some other one. But that's the way to handle it. If you would have just handled it like that, then I don't think anything would have, resulted from it. But no, you decided to clamp down, censor people, and obviously a hot button issue, and it blew up in your face. And it damaged their reputation. Honestly, people, like you say, have short memories, and everybody's like, yeah, Diablo 4, Overwatch
with
2,
microtransactions.
Right, but me, I'm like, I don't give.
Well,
I really have. That has sort of tarnished Blizzard for me. I think they're a different type of company. I think they care a little bit more about making money than making good games. And I didn't always think that.
Yeah.
I always thought that Blizzard really
They used to be my favorite game company.
Right. The games first, and making money will come if you make a really good game. So I don't really have confidence, in Overwatch 2. I personally think, and they have a lot to prove, that it's just an expansion pack.
Well, that was the next big example.
Yeah.
So they went up and they announced Overwatch 2. It's coming out pretty quickly. Jeff Kaplan explained that Overwatch will have crossplay capabilities. So if you currently have Overwatch, you'll be able to transfer all of the cosmetic earnings, emotes, character skins, and so forth, which is really big. That's doesn't happen a lot.
Into Overwatch 2?
In Overwatch 2.
That just proves that it's an expansion pack.
Well,
to
for
me.
sure.
It's the same fucking game.
But if you buy FIFA 2019 and when you buy FIFA 2020, you don't get the same characters. And so this is the first time that we've seen some
Well,
of
that's
these.
a sports game, and fuck sports games.
Well,
They do that bullshit. But, you got to compare apples to apples. But you're right. Destiny, if you look at Destiny and Destiny 2, do things transfer over to the same guns? No. This one, it will. But that, to me, says, this is the very first time they're doing something like that. It's amazing. No, it's an expansion pack. It's a glorified expansion pack. We'll see. I mean, I could be wrong.
Yeah. And there's new modes and there's new things going to be in there. The other thing that they announced was Diablo 4. Now, before we get into Diablo 4, they announced Diablo 4 mainly as focus on this. Diablo 4 is not coming out this year. It is more than likely not coming out next year.
Yeah.
And
I've seen people listed at 2021. Nah.
2 to 3 years. There's a long time away that the Diablo 4 is going to come out. So
that's why I don't give a fuck.
So the story is going to focus on Lilith, the daughter of Mephisto. We've got 5 playable characters. We know 3 of them.
Oh, you made a pretty cinematic?
Yeah.
They gotta have something
Blizzard's
to
good
show.
at cinematics.
Yeah.
I'll give them that.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean they're gonna be any better. I mean, I don't see how people got burned on Diablo 3 when it first came out with all that stuff, and you're all this excited, and you're this excited about Overwatch 2. Honestly, I don't know. I think this was a weak ass BlizzCon, and really just did not impress me at all.
Yeah, I think the BlizzCon is exciting if you're a WoW player or a Hearthstone player. There were some cool things for those people. I'm not one of them. So, I don't know. This BlizzCon was certainly not for me. When we get more information on Diablo 4, if they learned from Diablo 3 and they fix some of those things, maybe I'll play it. I'm not going to stay up all night for 2 days in a row playing start to finish.
Let me know if they stop canceling StarCraft projects. I'm interested in StarCraft. Let me know if they come up with a new IP and that they actually put some effort into. Otherwise, I don't really care.
No, effort's hard. Well, speaking of lack of effort, another Anthem lead left this week.
That's gone.
Chad Robertson is now gone, and so we have no idea who's leading Anthem.
Awesome.
Now, this is...
But I thought it's pretty much confirmed, at least by us, that Anthem's dead. I mean, the DLC's gone. This whole cycle that you're going to bring a new alien race at the end in Act 2 and 3, none of that.
So what I wanted to bring up about this one is not the fact that, we've beat Anthem was a dead horse long before we even got there, right? So that game is dead. The players are gone. The thing is, this is another person who's been at BioWare for 15 years, leaving the company entirely. And so BioWare has other games coming out pretty quick. And what is going to happen to BioWare in the next 2, 3, 4 years? Is it even going to be a company in a couple years?
Yeah, man. That plays into BioWare isn't BioWare anymore.
We'll see,
That's more that nail
Dragon
in the
Age.
coffin. And then the live service shit. Will EA continue to destroy what's left of BioWare in this live service angle? And I'm not saying it's impossible for the live services to succeed, because they can.
Well, they do make money,
do them right.
Yeah.
But I think EA has proved consistently that they do them wrong. Now they're starting to turn the corner a little bit. Battlefront 2 has gotten quite a few updates, and it's in a better shape than it was at release, most definitely.
Yeah.
Even Battlefield 5 with the upcoming Joe showed a trailer, Pacific trailer. Very excited about this. You can guarantee I'll jump back in. We need to do an update on Fallujah, Joe, for Battlefront 2, because I've been wanting to play that, and that's like a month old now. But still, you give props where props due. Free content, we're down.
Yeah.
But this, if you release the game lacking content, and you expect us to wait for it to be complete and better 2 years later, that's the strategy that's going to fail.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, wasn't there? You were telling me about another announcement that just happened today.
Yeah. But this is a little different. So I guess writing off the good press that they're getting with Modern Warfare, as we did the operation on Corporate Commander to take him out and make sure he doesn't.
That was the
Did
last.
you see him,
that
Joe?
was the last of my manhood.
Yeah.
The top comment is like, "I'm a woman. I'm a vagina."
Joe,
And
you
there
made it.
goes my manhood.
You made a worthy sacrifice because Corporate Commander was there. He promised no loot boxes, but then you saw him. He had the trigger. He was about to initiate the loot boxes later, but we shot him. He's dead. He's gone. Right?
Or
is he?
It's
If you
ketchup.
watch-
It looked like ketchup.
If
to
you
me.
watch to the end of the review, or is he? Watch to the end of the review, see if he is or not. However, they're riding that wave, and now in Black Ops 4, they have just announced that they are removing, or that they're changing. Big changes are coming to the way we monetize the game.
We'll
Active
see.
Treyarch Studio says, changes to the black market on November 12th. Unlock the weapons of your choice by playing the game. What?
Cool.
Say it ain't so.
Wow! No way! Earn content in Blackjack Shop. See reserve items before acquiring them. See the items before buying them.
This is all new stuff, man.
This is insane. This is the best thing since sliced bread. With new reserve stacks. Wait, what? Plus more, right? So, better late than never, right? But what a slap into the face that everybody, who paid a bunch of money, Activision fucking releases the game with kind of crappy microtransactions, then they make it super worse.
Yeah.
Paying for red dot sites, the loot boxes, the supply drops, weapons, just the dirtiest of microtransactions in Black Ops 4. Maiming the game, because I think I gave it an 8 out of 10, which is the highest I've ever given, a Call of Duty, including Modern Warfare, which to me, Modern Warfare is better in many ways than Black Ops 4, but it's just those maps, the multiplayer, the co-op, the gameplay has issues, and then they released it undercooked because we ran into a lot of bugs personally. So it was capable of tying, I think, or honestly surpassing. I think Modern Warfare would have been a 9 out of 10, but they're saying we're taking all this stuff out. Well, guess what? Too little, too late. Yeah. They want the brownie points after already putting them in, and then the game is dying, and the life cycle's about to be dead, and we're taking them out. Applause.
Come
Clap,
back.
please. Clap, please.
I'm a
Fuck
changed
off,
man.
Activision.
Their vault
And
is too filled with money. Like there's no more room. It's like, dude, just tell them that we have enough.
Yeah, and some people are like, it's Activision, not Treyarch. And they want to jump and help Treyarch. I don't know what the real is, because there could be people at Treyarch that like that kind of microtransaction. Yeah. But you're right. It is mostly Activision's decision, and it sucks that Activision abuses their studios like that. But ultimately, it is good news, because if they've taken that out and they're revamping Black Ops 4 to be something that is playable, people that still love that game can go back to that game and reward Activision for that behavior and realize, oh, this is what players want. And then Modern Warfare already has this. And then going forward, maybe we won't see such aggressive bullshit microtransactions that blow up in Activision's face. This is blowing me away, because I'm sure this is making them less money than if they had done it this way, but maybe not. Maybe if you're more fair to players, they might be more willing to buy your DLC in the future.
Turns out if you stop crapping on your player base, they'll
see.
come back.
We'll see.
But what I don't want them to do is think that they can over monetize for 3 months and then just go, we're sorry. Because they're like, oh, we already have your money, idiots. So it's like, yeah, now it's free. It's like, wait a minute. What do you mean it's free? You have my $100.
How long will people before they realize all they do is whoop, 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 whoop? whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah, that's why
Turn
you
that
just
dial.
wait till later on. It's like,
It comes out, the dial's low.
Yeah.
A few months in, dial's high. When the game's dying, dial's low. Is that the new cycle, or are they really saying, okay, we're taking it out, all games moving forward, we're going to utilize Battle Pass, we're going to have crossplay, we're going to have no loot boxes, and we're going to have no paid map packs, and we want to cater to our gaming community and make them happy. And if you do
I'm more
Activision, that's the
inclined
right
to
way.
believe the dial is the
I know.
trend.
I agree with you, Joe, but I also want to let people in charge in Activision know who don't watch our show, the CEOs don't watch our show, that that's the way to take, and you will be rewarded for it. Seriously. Somebody forward this to the CEOs.
Watch the video. The last thing I wanted to talk about this week is, so EA and Steam have partnered up. Did you guys hear that you're going to be able to get access to EA's catalog on Steam?
Okay, but what does this mean for Origin? Is Origin going away?
Origin is not going away. So the way that it's going to work is, so starting next spring, EA Access will be making its way to Steam. EA Access is the first and only gaming subscription service available on Steam. The partnership kicks off with Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order on the 15th of this month. So
they feel, I guess, by doing this that when they were offering them exclusive to Origin's service, that they were missing sales on Steam.
Yeah.
Because there's no other reason for them to go back on it and say, okay, now we have Origin and you could still buy it on Steam. I think that massive user base on Steam is still valuable to them.
Oh, for
they
sure.
would buy it there and not on Origin.
Now they're going to allow play between the two, between Origin and between Steam. You'll be able to see your friends whether or not they're using both of them. And now, if you bought a game on Origin, you will not be able to launch it through Steam. That's not there yet. They're saying when asked directly about that, they said, "Look, the relationship is evolving. We'll see." But if you bought a game on Origin, you're stuck launching it through Origin and not on Steam. But there is like a roundabout way in Steam where you can say like open outside of Steam, and it'll trick you into doing those things.
Or you
but
could go to Steam and it opens on Origin.
It opens on Origin, and the other launcher will pop up. So I mean, it's a big deal because they're trying to compete. Epic has a lot of exclusives. Ubisoft is moving a lot of their things through the Epic Store while maintaining their own, and so we're seeing this kind of division between the two major marketplaces. And I don't know if
publishers picking sides
and picking sides, absolutely. Now,
Ubisoft picking Epic.
they were asked directly about, all right, we went with Steam. What kind of deal did they give you? And he's like, no, I'm not going to talk about it. So he wouldn't discuss specifics of the partnership.
No.
Including whether EA got a more favorable revenue share from Valve, which they almost certainly did, and whether Valve will get some of the in-game transaction money, which they probably, I don't know. It depends on
Depends on
shall
how hurting
see.
Valve is with the Epic war.
Yeah.
Interesting. It sucks that we don't get those numbers because that's
Well, they
that's
did
the
something.
juicy stuff.
that's
We're
the-
waiting for them to do something.
Yeah, well, I mean, that's not what I wanted them to do.
Yeah,
though.
I know, but
They'll
Dig
do
further
something.
into the trench war.
Well, you made yourself an ally with EA? Really? Like, that's who you picked? Come on, just lower.
can't beat them, join them.
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Now they're gonna make all that FIFA money.
Right. If Valve just lowered and undercut Epic's percentage, then people would come back.
Didn't Tim Sweeney promise? He's like, if Valve matches our thing, we'll quit.
Yeah, they did. I mean, that's
never
never
gonna happen, but I mean, it was
Valve
like
is like fuck y'all.
Yeah, it was a real fun little. It's like,
Yeah.
come on, bro.
They're a business, and I don't even think Tim would quit either. He'd be like, "Oh, I'm just kidding. Let's keep going."
Oh no, he
It's
said
good
they
for
quit the
gamers.
exclusives, right? He said they
Oh,
would
quit the exclusives.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I don't know. I am excited for Fallen Order. I hope it's a good game. I keep hearing, that it's better. It's better than we think. It's not exactly what we think. We all thought it was a linear adventure, but you can go to different planets in the order you want. If that's the case, I've been staying away from all media for it because I just want to experience it myself for the first time. Sort of like Star Wars.
Shake your head over there for
Rise
huh?
of Skywalker.
Because it's
and
just
I
like,
wanna experience
I'm
it.
tired of being Charlie Brown with Lucy holding the football.
Yeah.
Like, come here and kick it. It's like, okay, here's my $60. Just like, oh.
I think Fallen Order is the start of a different EA, the start of an EA where it's like, okay,
I
let's
hear
try
you,
something different. There's
but do
no
I
loot
trust
boxes in it.
them?
No
Yeah.
loot boxes in it.
Well, I want you to be right. Like, I really do want you to be right, and I hope you are.
We'll see.
But I just look whose name's stamped on the box, and it worries me. And rightfully so. I
Sure,
think.
sure,
Yeah, for sure.
We'll figure it out. Come November. So stay tuned for that. We'll definitely do a review on that. I am so backed up. I tried to do Modern Warfare and Outer Worlds at the same time. It just doesn't work. I have to choose one. So it took me a week to do Modern Warfare. I'm going to move on to the Outer Worlds. Outer Worlds is a longer game than Modern Warfare. It could be a week or two. And then Death Stranding has already jumped on our third. Everybody has a review out. Sony gave out review copies to everybody but us, I guess. I don't think it was on purpose. It's just I don't have Sony contacts anymore.
We got overlooked.
If you work for Sony PR, let me know what your damn
Hook it up,
email
son.
is. What is your freaking email?
Yeah. Get at us.
You know,
Slide
but
into those
it
DMs.
would have helped because now Death Stranding, goddamn, I don't know how long it's going to take to do that, but we're trying here. Super busy
Get your
during the
gear ready.
holidays. My family's coming into town. It's going to be insane. I don't know. All right, guys, thank you so much for watching. Continue supporting our show. Check out that display link. That's what you want. Forget about the shirts for right now because 35% off.
That's a good
Jump
deal.
on that deal.
That's huge.
For the holidays.
yeah.
Give it for somebody.
Give a gift. Find a poster. Give it as a gift.
Yeah.
Give yourself a gift. You deserve it more than anybody else.
Treat yourself.
Screw them. All right. See you guys on the next Angry Joe Show.
Bye, guys.